So Albee had been making the case that the word Panim shows that God is multi-personal. And so I super chatted, pointing out that Panim is always plural even for humans. This is how it went.
So we don't get behind on super chats. This one just came in. So Friendly Heretic has confirmed that he's a non-Trinitarian, but we do appreciate our non-Trinitarians here to help us leave no stone unturned. He has some pushback. He's saying that that word there, Panim,
Panim,
plural for every human as well.
Yeah, not every
more than one person too.
Yeah, not every human.
Panim is always in a plural form.
And that's a very good question. And he's right to say that it's also used, for example, Jacob, Moses. I'm going to show you one regarding Moses, regarding Exodus chapter 33, verse 14 and 15. He's correct to say that. But the question we have to ask ourselves is why? Well, because the God of Moses is multi-personal.
Complete assumption, completely begging the question.
Therefore, Moses can also be referred to as what? Faces, as he does what? Resembles the triune God. There's no problem with that. We have no problem with David being called Lord, or even Abraham being called Lords in the plural, as far as the nouns. We have no problem with that. It's because the God of Abraham is multi-personal. But he is correct in saying what he's saying. We have no problem with that. But now he's going to have a problem regarding what we're going to do next.
So he admits that I'm correct, but thinks it doesn't refute his entire argument. Let's keep listening.
Can we go to Exodus chapter 33, verse 14 and 15, please?
Verse 14?
Exodus 33, 14 and 15, yes, please.
And he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest.
All right, let me stop here right there. So that's God speaking to Moses, and then Moses reiterates that. But what's the point? Can you pull up the Hebrew on 14? We're going to see this word, yiliku, which is a plural. So it should literally say, and he said, my face, or faces, my presences, they will go with you, and I will give you rest. So then who's the they? Why is God using the plural for his presences? My presences, they will go with you. So it's literally, and he said, my presences, they will go with you, and I will give you rest. Now look at how Moses responds in verse 15. He says, if your presences, they will go not with me. But wait a minute, they? And what's the word there? Holkim. The word holkim there is a plural. If your presences, they will go not with me, do not bring us up from here.
Man, you know, that's so good that I'm very curious how anti-Trinitarians would respond to that usage of plurals. And I've heard you say it, and many Trinitarians say it, that the explanatory power behind Trinitarian theology is superior to that of anti-Trinitarian theology, because we can explain both the usages of plural and singular. That makes sense, one God in three distinct persons. But your non-Trinitarian positions, they struggle. They feel like they can answer the singular verses, but what about the plural ones? And that's where rescue devices, I think, have to be invoked.
Well, I would answer, but Albee just immediately admits there are valid alternative explanations. He refutes himself for me.
Exactly, 100%. And now, again, nobody is contending with the fact that there are nouns that are used in a majestic plural, right?
Right.
Or a plural of majesty. Nobody's denying that, nouns. But my challenge to the anti-Trinitarian is this: nouns, no problem, but why do we find verbs, adjective, participles in the plural for a singular being, namely God, which is grammatically incorrect to use unless God is truly a multi-personal being?
This is where Albee just loses the plot. He admits that plural doesn't necessarily mean multiplicity of persons, but then thinks that a plural verb proves the plurality of persons. But it doesn't. The noun panim, face or presence, can be morphologically plural by inheritance from Proto-Semitic, which originally denoted turnings or aspects, but it still functions as a fixed plural form with collective or abstract meaning. Hebrew grammar allows for flexible number agreement with such nouns. This is standard throughout the Hebrew Bible and has no implication of numerical plurality or multiple divine persons. Albee says that humans can use plural faces because we have a multi-personal God, but he has it completely backwards. We know that panim used for God cannot mean God is multi-personal, because we know that we are not multi-personal. His argument completely fails.